What is up, investors? Jason here. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Cardano. Now, I do talk bullishly about Cardano in all my videos. So if you're somebody that is not into optimism or positivity about Cardano, well, then don't watch this video because that's the type of video that this is. So what I want to talk about is the price of Cardano, how we have seen Cardano trade sideways through the entire month of October, and we're still starting out in November with wondering what is going to happen with the price. Is it going to break out or is it not going to break out? Now, of course, I'm optimistic, I'm bullish. I think that we're going to see that breakout happen. But what I want to talk about is how we've seen the price of Cardano actually go up quite significantly from July on into September. That's something that I think is forgotten about from the people that are somewhat new in cryptocurrencies. They really think that the prices of cryptocurrencies just keep going up and up and up, and there's never any sort of pullback or sideways trading. I think there's a lot of expectations in the newer people that are starting to be bullish on crypto. So what I want to talk about is how Cardano really does have a lot of great things in store for it, and I really think this breakout is going to happen. So I want to do some comparisons to what we've seen in the past with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and how Cardano actually looks really good in my opinion. We'll also talk a little bit about the projects that are upcoming and talk about how this price of Cardano could possibly be going up here in the not too distant future. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash, destroy, annihilate, or just gently press that like button. It helps me a lot with the YouTube algorithm and helps spread these videos to more people that might find it interesting, and subscribe if you have not already. And still, a lot of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed. A little bit more than 12% of you guys are actually subscribed. So please do consider subscribing. Now let's get to it. So this is what people are forgetting about a lot, that in July, Cardano was holding a support of around $1. And we started seeing the direction turn with Cardano and finally break through a resistance of $1.50. Now, this resistance was a really big deal at this time because this was something that was holding it back for a very long time. And when it had broken through this $1.50 resistance in the first week or so of August, what had happened was that's how we got Cardano on this big breakout. But people are forgetting about that Cardano had gone up in price so much from where it was at in July all the way up into September, where it had then reached its all-time high in the beginning of September of $3.10 at that time. Then we saw some pullback that had happened and the sideways trading on in through October. But we're forgetting about all this. We're forgetting about this huge growth we've seen in the price of Cardano over that period of time. From $1 to $2 is a quite significant increase in the price. We're talking about 100% increase in the price of Cardano during that time. Where are you going to get 100% increase in anything over that period? Which I think a lot of people are really forgetting about the fact that that had happened. They're really just focusing on the fact that we have seen Bitcoin move up so much and other altcoins move up so much and Shiba Inu, etc., doing some big things, but they're forgetting that there are a lot of pullback that does happen with every single cryptocurrency, usually when they do reach an all-time high. And a good example of that is just going right over to Bitcoin and just looking at what had happened to Bitcoin. The all-time high that we had seen Bitcoin reach in October was beating an all-time high that Bitcoin had reached back in mid-April. Now, through a very short period of time, Bitcoin had gone from that all-time high down to losing more than half of its value by the next month. By May 18th, May 19th, Bitcoin then dropped down to a price of $29,000 from a price of above $62,000. So quite a big drop during that short period of time. But a more interesting thing is that the quick fall that Bitcoin had dropped from when it was still around $60,000 on May 12th, and how the price then dropped down to $29,000. Now, that was just over the matter of a week that Bitcoin had dropped down about half its value. And that's a significant drop, and every other cryptocurrency did the same thing. But when we look at when Cardano had its big run started in July, all the way to basically now, even though it's trading sideways, if we were to compare that to how Bitcoin has performed starting in July on into now, the price of Bitcoin has gone up 100% during that time as well. So we can say, yeah, Bitcoin's had an amazing run starting from July on into now. It's gone up 100%. But if we were to also think about what Cardano has done during that time in July when Bitcoin had gone up, Cardano as well is up about 100% too. Something to think about. Now, if we were to also compare the hottest cryptocurrency out right now, Shiba Inu, which a lot of people are very bullish on, and myself included, but if we were to look at what Shiba Inu is doing over a short period of time and compare that to what Cardano is doing at this exact moment, where the price isn't being very volatile, not changing too much, well, a good example would be just to look at what Shiba Inu is doing just over the matter of a few days, where we would see the price of Shiba Inu change within 3 days, drop down more than 25%. But there's volatility there. It's very volatile. Yeah, we see a lot of price movements in Shiba Inu. The price seems to be going up a lot over these periods of time. But let's not forget about the fact that we do see Shiba Inu drop down 25% in 2-3 days. So it does have its big runs, but Cardano is not doing that. Cardano just is moving in the matter of, 1-2 cents here, 1-2 cents there. Not a lot going on, as it's really just tightening up a lot in its price. So that's something to really be thinking about with Cardano. It's not moving like everybody else, but you shouldn't be cautious of that. You should actually be thinking about, when is this thing going to be breaking out? When is it going to have its day and just really break out like we've seen happen to Solana? Like we've seen Solana go up, which is a lot less volatile than a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there, or Polkadot, which has now just reached or is about at a new all-time high at this moment. It's doing some big things, but we're still not really focused on Cardano, which that's the point I want to make. I think that we're going to see these breakouts happen with Cardano like we are seeing with Polkadot or Solana. And I think it's just a matter of time until we get there. There's just other things at the moment that we're waiting for to really be put in place, which we still have all those things priced in, the Alonzo update, the smart contract capabilities with Cardano, and now we're learning about the funding of these things to be put in place to get this whole Cardano ecosystem out there. There are literally thousands of applications in the works right now in obtaining funding. We're talking about things with NFT gaming, from DEX to lending to stablecoins. So much is in the works right now, and it's just a matter of time before we start seeing all these different projects start being released. That's what we're waiting for. The big thing is we're waiting to get all these different catalysts on hand. But we can't forget about the fact that the same amount of time that Bitcoin had its big rally and went up 100%, Cardano had done the same thing. Even though we've seen Cardano go up above $3, but we got all those things, all those catalysts that we've been looking forward to, the Alonzo update, the smart contract capabilities, learning about all these different applications that are coming out during this Cardano summit. We haven't really moved much from there, guys. And it's just a matter of time until we do, and that's what I'm banking on. And some people might be looking at Cardano and wondering, if everybody's so bullish on it, why isn't the price of it going up so much? Even though it has all these projects to look forward to. Well, what you really need to think about is the volume of Cardano. And I mentioned this before. The volume of Cardano is actually not as much as it was in the past when we had seen it move up so much in August and the beginning of September. We're seeing a lot of volume activity. We're seeing a lot of buying within during that time. But for everybody that is bullish on Cardano, that doesn't mean that they're still not buying it, and that doesn't mean that the price of Cardano wouldn't be going up. For everybody that's making money with Cardano right now, their money actually is in staking. So if you're buying Cardano and you're not seeing any sort of return on your investment on it, well, maybe staking would be something that is worth considering, because there's no reason why it's locked up. You can pull it out, it's still liquid. And that's the way that a lot of people are making money. And just to mention the staking, this is where all the bulls are at. All the bulls are in staking, with Cardano having a market cap of $62.6 billion. Nearly $46.5 billion of that is staked. And we're just seeing the amount of Cardano staked just keep going up. Nearly 71% of it is staked. Now, given that transactions can still be made when it is staked, That's why I would say that my prediction with Cardano, going back to this price above $3.10 and continue soaring, is something that's going to happen very soon. We're just waiting for more of this to trade hands, for more people that are going to want to buy it at a much higher price. But all the bulls right now, they're staking their Cardano. They're making their money with Cardano right now during the time that we're just seeing it not really move too much. And I think that when we do get everything implemented and put in place, we will see the price go up. And I think that seeing the price of Cardano going to possibly $5 or $7 is realistic to see it happen, probably even before the end of this year. I'm taking the approach of slow and steady wins the race. I know the use cases with ADA. I know what it has to offer once we start seeing all these transactions taking place with the whole ecosystem and everything implemented. I really strongly believe that this is possibly going to go up in value quite significantly. It's just a matter of time until we see it happen. So I'd like to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions on that. I'd like to know what you guys think that the price of Cardano is going to be going to, possibly by the end of 2021 or even in the beginning of 2022. Write down your prediction in the comments section. Let me know. With that being said, like, share, comment, subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video coming very soon.